Okay, Sujiso. In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about birthdays. Do you usually celebrate your birthday?
Yes, I do usually celebrate my birthday. It's a nice occasion, I think, to mark another year. The way I celebrate can vary, though, depending on how I'm feeling or what's going on in my life at the time. Sometimes it's something small and quiet, other times a bit more of a celebration.
How did you celebrate your last birthday?
For my last birthday, I had a relatively quiet celebration, which was actually very lovely. I spent the day with my close family. We had a special dinner together at home. My mother cooked my favorite meal. And then we just spent the evening talking and laughing. It was very relaxed and just what I wanted at the time.
What kinds of birthday traditions are common in your country?
In my country, there are a few common birthday traditions. Almost everyone will have a birthday cake, often with candles that you blow out while making a wish. Singing the happy birthday song is, of course, universal. It's also very common to give gifts to the person whose birthday it is. For children's birthdays, parties with games and friends are very popular. And for milestone birthdays, like a 21st or a 50th, people might have a larger celebration or a special family gathering.
In your opinion, is it more important for children or adults to celebrate their birthdays?
That's an interesting question. I think birthdays are perhaps especially important for children. For them, it's a very exciting day, a day they look forward to all year. It makes them feel special and loved, and it's a big part of their childhood memories. For adults, while it might not always be with the same level of excitement, I still think it's nice to acknowledge the day. It can be a good time for reflection or simply an excuse to connect with loved ones. So, perhaps more visibly important for children, but still valuable for adults too.
Do you enjoy buying birthday presents for other people?
Yes, I really do enjoy buying birthday presents for others. I like the process of thinking about what the person would truly like or appreciate. It feels good to choose something special for someone you care about. Seeing their happy reaction when they open the gift is, of course, the best part. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It's more about the thought behind it.
All right. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand perfectly.
Here's your card, and here's some paper and a pencil. All right? Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, so a birthday that stands out in my memory as being particularly memorable was my 18th birthday. This was, obviously, a few years ago now, but I remember it very clearly. I was with my family, so my parents and my older brother, and also a group of my closest friends from school. It felt like a really significant milestone, transitioning into adulthood, so having both family and friends there was very special. What we did on this birthday was quite a full day of celebration. During the daytime, my family took me out for a lovely lunch at a nice restaurant. Then, in the evening, my parents helped me organize a small party at our home for my friends. We had music, some food and snacks, and just spent the evening talking, laughing, and dancing a little. It wasn't a huge, extravagant party, but it felt very personal and joyful. My friends had also put together a little surprise for me, a collection of photos and messages, which was incredibly touching. The reason this birthday was so memorable for me was a combination of factors. Firstly, turning 18 felt like a big step. There was a sense of excitement about the future and new possibilities. Secondly, being surrounded by all the people I cared about most, both my family and my closest friends, made me feel incredibly loved and appreciated. It was a wonderful feeling to have everyone together celebrating with me. And finally, the effort that my friends and family put into making the day special, the thoughtful gestures and the genuine warmth really made it stand out. It wasn't just about the gifts or the party itself, but more about the feeling of connection and shared happiness. It just felt like a perfect day, a really happy milestone.
Thank you. That sounds like a wonderful memory.
Thank you, it really was.
Part 3, Two-Way Discussion. We've been talking about a memorable birthday. Now, I'd like to ask you some more general questions related to birthdays and celebrations. In what ways do people in your country usually mark milestone birthdays, like a 50th or 60th?
Milestone birthdays, like a 50th or 60th, are often considered quite significant in my country and are usually marked with a more substantial celebration than a regular birthday. It's very common for the family to organize a larger gathering or party. This might involve
Inviting extended family members, close friends, and sometimes even colleagues. Often, there's a special meal, perhaps at a restaurant or a catered event. Sometimes, family members might prepare speeches or tributes, sharing fond memories or good wishes for the person celebrating. It's also a time when people might give more significant gifts. The overall feeling is one of honoring the person, celebrating their life and achievements, and wishing them well for the future. It's seen as an important rite of passage.
Do you think it's better to give a gift or to give money as a birthday present? Why?
That's a good question, and I think it really depends on the person and your relationship with them. Giving a thoughtfully chosen gift can be very personal and meaningful. It shows that you've put time and effort into thinking about what the person would genuinely like or need. It can create a more lasting memory. However, sometimes giving money can be more practical. For example, if you know the person is saving up for something specific, or if you're not entirely sure about their tastes, money allows them the freedom to choose exactly what they want. For younger people, like teenagers, money is often very much appreciated. So I don't think one is definitively better than the other. It really depends on the circumstances and what you feel would be most appropriate and appreciated by the recipient.
Some people choose not to celebrate their birthdays as they get older. Why do you think this is?
I think there can be a few reasons why some people choose not to celebrate their birthdays as they get older. For some, they might simply feel that birthdays become less important or exciting after a certain age. The novelty might wear off. Others might not enjoy being the center of attention, or they might find big celebrations a bit overwhelming or stressful to organize. Sometimes, getting older can bring mixed feelings for people, and a birthday might be a reminder of aging that they'd rather not focus on. And for some, it might simply be a personal preference. They might prefer a quiet day or just to treat it like any other day. It's a very individual choice, I believe.
How has the way people celebrate birthdays changed with the influence of social media?
Social media has definitely had a noticeable influence on how people celebrate, or at least acknowledge, birthdays. One of the biggest changes is the public nature of birthday wishes. It's now very common for people to post birthday messages and photos on a friend's social media page, which can be nice, creating a sort of digital birthday card. People also often share pictures of their own birthday celebrations, whether it's a party, a meal out, or a trip. This can be a way to share their joy with a wider circle. On the other hand, it might also create a certain pressure to have an Instagram-worthy celebration, or to publicly acknowledge everyone's birthday. It has also made it easier to remember birthdays, as platforms often send out reminders. So it's added a new, very visible dimension to birthday traditions.
Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.